For section 9.8, once you have the vocabulary down, then it's just applying the Pythagorean theorem wherever you get the chance. So let's color code some of this vocabulary. An edge. An edge would be something like AB or something like HE, where two of the rectangles meet each other in this rectangular prism. A face diagonal would be something like FA. So there's two of these in each of the rectangular faces, but it's like on one flat surface that you could put your hand on one of the diagonals of that rectangle. So face diagonal, we'll say, is something like FA. Main diagonal is sometimes just called diagonal, and it must go all the way across the figure. So this went from the back left top to the front bottom right. For the pyramid, we have to talk about two different kinds of edges. We want to have a base edge, which has to be along the bottom there, along the square. We have a lateral edge, which would be something like this along the side. Then we have a slant height. That slant height has got to be in the middle of one of the triangles. So that slant height will mark in red. And then we have an altitude, which sometimes we just call that the height. And that goes from the top corner into the very center of that square along the bottom. Must be to the center of that square. Another thing to notice is that when this is a square pyramid, this part in the middle is half of one base edge. So if the base edge is 2n, then this would be equal to n. What we see is a couple of different right triangles then. A couple of different right triangles that we could use to solve. One is going to be over here, and another right triangle that we might use would be here. So you really have to pay attention to which right. Please make sure that this gets into your notes for today, and then you can go ahead with your group and work on the practice problems. Do as many as you can. Tonight's homework is going to be that quiz review worksheet, and I will see you at the beginning of class tomorrow. We'll do a few questions before your actual quiz for that. So thank you, and go ahead and get to work.